Welcome back to Mustache Moto. Today, I'm headed home. Right, packed up on our my last night camping at Harmon Den on the North Carolina-Tennessee border, and about to get out on the road. I think we got to do a little gravel to get out of the campsite area, but I think it's gonna be mostly paved today. Haven't figured it out yet though, so who knows. We watched this morning about 20 dump trucks go up the road here, 3 graders, as well as a guy, some supervisor in a little cart. We talked to a guy yesterday. Apparently they're doing like 100 miles of road that they're resurfacing, well, laying more gravel on. So they all went up the mountain. Some of them have come down, a couple, but we decided ain't no way we want to fight that all morning. It's kind of dangerous too, because those trucks are big. So we're gonna head down to the highway, down to the interstate, and then regroup and figure out, pull out some maps and make a plan for the day, find something fun to do. Okay, there's one of the graders coming up, nice and slow, thank you. I think he's actually working. Oh, he looks like he did this edge here maybe. All right, well, time to figure out where we're going, what kind of fun we're gonna have today. We could have camped right here, Kieran. All that work.
White noise.
Just as good as a creek.
And if you want to stay off 64, unless we get it down.
We are on the highway for a few minutes here. The plan for the day is, at least the plan thus far, is we're going to head south. We're going to take 215, which is an amazing road, up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. That section of the Blue Ridge Parkway should be open. Some sections are closed until sometime next year from the Hurricane Helene damage. We're going to head, I guess it'd be southwest. It kind of changes because it goes up and down and all that. To Cherokee, or Maggie Valley, Cherokee, somewhere along there. We'll hop off and get lunch. That's the first half of the day, and then we'll figure out what the next section's going to be once we get done with that. So 10-15 minutes here on the highway, just tooling down and getting on to the good roads. Alright, we're getting on the good section of 215. If you look, truckers, 15 or 9% grade, 15 mile-an-hour turns, 5,000 foot elevation. Next, I can't remember what it was, 15 miles. This is a good road, really nice, and actually the pavement stays in good condition. It's going to make this a lot of fun. It looks like it's been redone. Hopefully not too much gravel. So this is going to go up and hit the Blue Ridge Parkway. I think this is one of those roads that I discovered the same trip I discovered the back of the Dragon, so 20 some years ago. And it is an amazing road. All right, we're climbing proper now, and the road is fantastic. Super twisty, fairly steep. The only downside is it's kind of damp. Road's a little wet. You know, it's so much moisture up here in the Smokies, hence the name Smokies, the fog you get, that this road is going to stay damp like this a lot of the time. And you got to be careful, because since it's damp so much, it can be a little bit slippery. Have, you know, some icky stuff growing on it. But that just means we take it a little easy. A little easier than we normally would. You're not trying to drag any knees or anything anyway. Beautiful waterfall there. Nice drop on the other side too. Oh, what an amazing road. Whew. All right, so this is North Carolina 215. We're going to come up on the Blue Ridge Parkway here in a second. And our plan is to hop off 215 onto the Parkway. But if you come up here and ride, 215 is still on the other side, south side of the Parkway is also spectacular. So if you got the time, you should ride the whole thing. And I believe 276 is another road that's north of here, so you can make a little triangle out of it. Not too far north, but it's super twisty too. It's got a little more traffic on it than this. All right, we're gonna go up here, and the Parkway should be open, headed southeast, southwest, towards there it is, towards Cherokee, but I think it's closed the other direction. I'm just going to pull up here and get a picture of the closed sign. Look how lush and green it is up here. All right, if you've never ridden the Parkway, it is an amazing, amazing road. It's actually a park all along it. 469 miles, I think. If you go all the way from Cherokee, North Carolina, up into Virginia to the end of it. And then, of course, there's another 100 miles of Skyline Drive at that point. If you want to continue on, it is all along the ridge, constant overlooks, beautiful views if it's not socked in. You get some weather up here. No rest stops, no commercial vehicles, none of that. Well, I say no rest stops, no conveniences, gas, none of that. There are a couple of bathrooms along the way. There's one hotel, the Pisgah Inn, Mount Pisgah Inn, which might be at the high point. I can't remember if that's the actual high point along the road. It is phenomenal. I've done, a couple times I've done the full length. Once I did south to north to south on my SV650, a long time ago, would have been 01, I think. And then I've also done just south to north, and then added, oh, look at that turn. Ooh, and that view. Wow. Lost my train of thought there. So I did south to north, and then I added Skyline Drive one time. I didn't think Skyline Drive was nearly as good. This, you know, as amazing as the road is, if you do the whole thing, unbelievably, for me, it gets a little monotonous because it's so much good view, so much of the same. And I kind of like dipping down into towns and seeing water. You don't cross water because you're up on this ridge. So you're not running along streams or anything like that, which I find very pleasurable. It's also 45-mile-an-hour speed limit the entire way, I believe. There may be some slower sections, but no more than 45 the whole way, and it's federally enforced, so you could get pulled over by a park ranger. I've heard, had read rumors and stories of park rangers hiding in the woods with radar guns. I've never seen it. I haven't seen that many rangers up here, and don't know if I've ever seen anybody pulled over. But I have seen accidents. There are some tricky turns and some areas where you got to slow down and keep your eyes on the road. You'll also notice the sides of the roads aren't painted. That's to kind of let it blend in with nature. You've only got the middle striping. It is a fantastic road. Oh, okay, also, I think I've mentioned this before, if that makes the video, but there are sections that got washed out from Hurricane Helene. They're still working on them. It's going to be 2026 sometime before the whole road is open, so you can't ride it right now. If you come in the summer, especially on the weekend, there's going to be a lot of traffic, a lot of people going slow, a lot of RVs. They tend to pull over at the overlooks so you can get around them, but it is so nice midweek when it's not summer. And the temperature is fantastic, so it's 65 degrees up here. I bet it's 85 in Atlanta, maybe 90 by the time we get there. So on a hot day coming up here, fantastic. And the roads, oh, meditative for sure. So I'm just gonna sit back and ride for a while and just enjoy it. High point, 6,053 feet, highest elevation on the Blue Ridge Parkway. All right, and it's 64 degrees. A little chilly up here. But I think later today I'm going to be wishing it was 64 degrees. Wow. Spectacular. The view is amazing, but the ride is amazing. So I tend to not stop very often for the views. Oof. But don't get mesmerized, because the road will trip you up if you stare off into space. There are a bunch of tunnels, cool tunnels on the parkway too, and they're dark inside. So if you got a tinted shield on, it's going to be super dark. Thankfully I got some really bright Ruby Moto lights on there that light that thing up. Just the headlight, it can be a little bit spooky, a little hard to see, a little disorienting. And this isn't even on a bright day. On a really bright day, you're coming from full sun. It can be, don't do it. Thank you. Yeah, on a bright day when your eyes are totally constricted and you pop in there in the dark, especially if you got a tinted visor, ooh, there are no lights in there, just some reflectors. Alright, you know, I'd love to stop and take pictures for y'all, but I'm having too much fun. Got no traffic, so we're not stopping for a while. Maybe all the way to Maggie Valley. Alright, we're on Highway 28. Another little jam in North Carolina. Hopefully we can get around this truck. Oh, he's turning. Wonderful. So we're on a lot of my home roads on the way home today. A lot of great stuff that I've ridden a bunch. And I'm not complaining because they are all good roads. They're over the line. Be careful, there's been a lot of trucks crossing the line here that I can see already. might be the rain we're in the middle of. Not the best way to end the trip. But what the heck? Part of the adventure. So I said my goodbyes to Kieran. I'm on the last little section of highway, rural highway, before I've got to get on the big highway for the last maybe hour to get home. So I'm kind of feeling introspective, you know, a little bittersweet that the trip's ending. Always happy to get back home. But I always kind of think, well, what else could I have done on this adventure? How could I have done it differently? So for that, I'll come back. I'll circle back with a video about what I learned on this trip and what I might do differently. But let me also mention, you know, it's a lot of work doing these videos every night, having to download all the video, which takes quite a bit of time. You know, the editing, I did some editing in coffee shops and along the way. I'll do more editing after I get home. So it's just a lot of work, keeping the cameras charged, keeping everything organized. So if you don't mind, if you've been watching these, as a thank you to me, please drop a little, well, first of all, subscribe if you haven't already, but second, drop a comment below. Tell me what it is you really like about these videos, why you keep coming back, whether it's you know, the adventure, the unknown, the motorcycle riding, the you know, maybe you just know me. Maybe it's the hidden gems, those kind of quirky off-the-wall things that I find, or the interactions I have with people. Let me know so I can be sure to incorporate as much of that as I can in future videos. And then also, if there's something you hate, something you scrub past, let me know. You know, I love Itchy Boots and Unamoto. Those are great channels. But both of them, when they send the drone up and then go into a minute or 2 minute, you know, drone video, I usually just scrub right past it. So if there's something like that in my videos, let me know. Let's see. I thought there was something else I wanted to say, but I think that's about it. Thanks again. I appreciate you following me. I'm going to enjoy the last bit of this, and then the highway, and then I'll check back in when I pull in the house. A rainbow, I don't know if you can see it, greeting me home. Oh, I hope that shows up. I really do. A rainbow over Atlanta. That is phenomenal. Oh, I hope that shows up in the video. That makes me smile. Welcome home, Ben. Mailbox is stuffed. All right, guys, that's it. Grass needs to be mowed. And we're done. What an amazing trip. 3 weeks, 4,394 miles, almost 4,400 miles. I had an amazing time. Let me turn that off. So 4,400 miles basically in 3 weeks. Absolutely loved it. I had a fantastic time, but I'm glad to be home.